Hey, mother.
What are you doing?
Nothing. I'm working on my personal narrative that I was telling you about.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I was wondering if you could tell me about who I was as a little kid, like the things I liked and didn't like, and did and didn't do, and like who I was, like what made me me.
You loved creating things out of nothing, like just taking pieces, different little pieces of things and putting them together. You loved building with Legos. I wouldn't say that you always loved people because it wasn't until by the time you started school, you did. But before you started school, you did not like meeting new people. You were really, really shy. You liked being outside. You liked hiking. You never were too tired for hiking. You never liked crowds. What else did you love as a little boy? You didn't really like necessarily playing a sport. Well, you always liked when we went on walks. You liked, it didn't matter where we walked, you just liked walking. You always liked reading. Well, that's what I think of off the top of my head. I'm sure the more I think about it, I'll think of other things.
I don't know what to say with this whole personal narrative thing. I know I signed up for the video, and I know that that's what I want to do. I mean, it's why I'm doing this, so I'm doing something about it at least. But I don't know what I want to say. I guess I know that I got this idea of like how I present myself and versus who I actually am, and how that ties into my story, my narrative as a whole. So, with all that in mind, I went away for a day and I took the bench that I'm carrying and I set it down on the beach and thought for a few hours about what I actually have to say about who I am. And I'm still posing that question to myself. Like, do I actually know who I am? Am I a whole person, or am I a series of personas? And that sort of prompted me to think about the different hats that I wear. I wear the hat of a student. This is a hat that I think it fits pretty poorly. But if I were to resize it, I think that it could fit better. This is a more accurate representation of what my homework time looks like, though. I work two jobs. One of them is planning events, and the other is as a manual laborer. These hats fit better than the first. My first job as part of an event planning team is demanding. I've sacrificed a lot of long hours pouring into it. I've spent a lot of my time, a lot of my effort, a lot of my talent making it the best possible product to give to the people that it's supposed to serve. And for a lot of my college career, I have been Alex the worker. All in all, it's an excuse as well as an enjoyment. It's an escape, and it's become a vice. But anyhow, my other job in manual labor is one that actually came about after I realized how easy it is for me to become the work that I do. And so because of this, I feel like I've kept my love for this job more alive. I can find myself becoming my work when I put too much into it, but there's constantly something different to do, something new to fix, something to enjoy there. And right now I feel like this hat fits pretty well. I feel like this is a place where I belong. The last hat that I want to talk about is how I've wanted to display myself to my peers and to the people around me. I love to travel. I like to explore new places, new things, and I think that that's a big part of who I am, of who I'm made to be. I've backpacked, I've skated, I've driven, I've walked, I've motorcycled, I've off-roaded, I've hiked, I've paddleboarded a whole lot of the west end of the country. And I don't think that in all of that, I don't think there's been a single trip that I've regretted going on. Each of these places is a special place and a special space with something unique about it to make it memorable. I realize that it's only, I've only got so much time before I've got to make this video and create a product to show in class, but I want to figure out more about what true self is, who my true self is, and I don't know what that looks like yet, but figure it out. Yeah, gonna figure it out. Anyhow, I returned to my bench. As I sat here and I thought about all these experiences that I've had, some of them wonderful, some of them trying, some miserable, some great. I've come to the realization of what I want to communicate, I think. Each of these experiences has really shaped me in a way that no other kind of experience could. And I suppose that as I do this process of returning to self, each of these things has brought out parts of me that I had yet to discover, and I think that I'll continue to discover as I do this process. So I guess my realization is this, that as much as I've lost my identity in the things that I've done and the things that I've chosen to be a part of, I've discovered more of myself through the people that I'm surrounded by. And without the people that I've been with, I know for a fact that I wouldn't have grown into the person that I am now, and I wouldn't be in the process of discovering myself like I am now. And I don't think I would have learned the things that I've learned at all. So I don't want to claim to know myself fully by any means, but I do feel like I know myself better, and I think the most I can do is be thankful for the people that have helped me get me this far, and be happy to find the rest as it comes.